Hello everybody! My friend Tim asked me why am I majoring in liberal arts, and so we decided to set up a mock interview, and this is what came out of it. So enjoy! Alright,
Let's get started.
let's get this show on the road, huh?
Alright, first question.
What is causing the decline in liberal arts majors?
Well, Tim, there are two prevailing theories. One is that there's just a lack of government interest in liberal arts majors. At least 15 states that we know of has cut funding from liberal arts majors and put them into more practical majors such as engineering, medicine, and a lot of the STEM majors. Basically, they're saying these majors are more likely to put people into jobs, which is not entirely true, as we'll get to later, but this mentality has definitely hurt the liberal arts majors. The percentages of students have gone from 17% to 6% in the last couple of years. The second prevailing theory is that parents are also having an effect on this. Parents have a lot to say in what their children are doing nowadays. There's been an explosion of double majors in the past, up to 40% in some schools, as they have one major to satisfy mom and dad, while they have another major to satisfy their own interests. What parents are thinking of is a return on interest. Basically, they're going to put this amount of money forward. They expect it to come back. This return on investment mentality has also transferred over to their students, which has led to a lot of people pursuing income over their own interests.
Is it true that only 2% of all employers would hire a liberal arts major?
Well, let's debunk that, Tim. The only 2% of all employers would hire liberal arts majors was taken by express employment professionals, a group who finds jobs for minimum wage type jobs and tech professionals. Jobs like electricians, plumbers, as well as housekeeping. A national survey of business and nonprofit leaders found, on the other hand, that 93% of all employers care more about critical thinking skills than their undergraduate major. Another 95% cared more about innovation in the workplace instead. And 75% of people wanted more emphasis on 5 key areas, including, but not limited to, critical thinking, complex problem solving, written and oral communications, and applied knowledge in the real world. 80% wanted broader knowledge in the liberal arts and science fields. Also, Tim, only 27% of people actually have jobs substantially related to their major. It has been found that employers are actively looking for critical thinking skills, and in fact, college students are simply just lacking them. So no, Tim, it is a myth that only 2% of all employers would hire liberal arts majors. In fact, the number is much higher.
Would liberal arts majors receive a reasonable salary?
Well, Tim, it's true that STEM majors earn the most on an average income of $60,000 to $80,000 annually. However, the average humanitarians major earns a median income of just around $50,000, which is more than enough to fit comfortably in the American middle class. You also have to keep in mind, Tim, that only 27% of people have jobs substantially related to their major, even within the jobs within the majors. There's significant differences in income. So yes, Tim, I'd say that on average, liberal arts majors can earn a reasonable salary.
What is the most valuable skill a liberal arts major can have?
Well, Tim, you've actually heard me mention it many times in the previous questions, and that would be critical thinking. Now, critical thinking is something that all employers are looking for in their employees, but are kind of lacking. Now, critical thinking, in its simplest term, is the flow and evaluation of thoughts and ideas. It's being able to communicate effectively and recognize narrow-mindedness when you see it or hear it. It's being able to see errors in your judgment and make corrections upon those judgments. It's the ability to perceive others' perspectives, see where they're coming from, and to see a problem from different perspectives as well, to find the best solution. Now, liberal arts majors have an advantage of this, as their degrees give them a very broad basis of study, and this introduces them to a lot of different ideas. And many liberal arts classes revolve around arguments, seeing other things from different perspectives, and reading hard literature, and coming up with their own conclusions based on the literature that they've read, and justifying these responses with research and text, and arguing with their fellow classmates. Basically, the difference between a liberal arts degree and a STEM degree is teaching wisdom instead of knowledge. All right, hit me with the last question.
We're done.
Oh, well, sweet.
Are you gonna pick those yet? Yeah, later.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I really have to thank my friend Tim. He was the one who did the interview and filmed for most of this, and I also have to thank Kayla, who helped me with the last bit of editing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy.